So we will load the google.com. The progress bar is working, the stage title is working, the URL is working. What's up? I'm back. In this tutorial, I will show you how to make a web browser in JavaFX. To make a web browser in JavaFX, we will use the WebView. So let's get started. As you can see here, I am finished with the scene, and what we're going to do now is to make the code. So what I have here, I have back button, reload, forward, text field, zoom out and zoom in, and the progress bar, and the web view at the center. So to start coding at the text field, whenever we press the enter key on the keyboard, then the URL will start to load. How to do that? We will simply use the key press event right here, and I'm done putting a FX ID, and let's go ahead to NetBeans and right click and make import. So all are here. All right, so let's go to the enter key event. So it's code if event that get code right here is equals to key code that enter, and then to load a URL, let's make another method here, private void load URL. So we will use the WebView and web engine, private web engine, and then engine. And let's import the web engine. Alright, so let's go back to the URL, load URL method. So engine, let's initialize the engine, WebView that get engine, and then engine that load. This is how you load a URL using the engine. HTTPS plus text field URL that get text. So that's how you load a URL, and let's run our application. Oops, I missed something. Let's put the load URL method, and then let's run again. Okay, let's try google.com. Alright, google.com has been loaded. Let's close and let's identify if the page has been loaded. So to do that, engine that get load worker that state property that add listener. So obs, so that's obs old value, new value. Let's use the lambda expression, lambda function. If new value is equals to worker that state that succeed s out for the shortcut for system out at println, the page has been loaded. Else if new value is equals to worker, let's state failed, s out, loading failed. That's how you identify if the page has been loaded. So let's try to run to see how it looks. So google.com, loading failed. As you can see, loading failed at the console. Let's try to correct the Google. And now its page has been loaded. Alright, so let's work on the progress bar. So we'll use the progress bar to see if the page is loading. So progress, we will use the progress variable. Progress, what's wrong with the progress? Oh, I missed an R. Progress property that bind, so engine that get load worker that progress property. So let's try to run this again. If our progress bar is working, so google.com, as you can see, our progress bar is working and running. The page has been loaded. Let's reload, so let's work on the reload because I want to reload the google.com. So to work on that, we'll go to the reload action event, engine, let's call the engine and reload. Alright, that's it. Let's run. If the reload is working, so let's maximize the stage, google.com, the progress bar is loading and the page has been loaded, and I want to reload the Google. Alright, it's reloading. That's it. To work on the zoom out and zoom in, it's very easy. Let's go here. So WebView, that set zoom, and then let's get the WebView. Let's get the WebView zoom, get zoom plus 0.10. So we are zooming 10% and zooming out 10%. WebView, that's set zoom. Minus 0.10. It's zooming in and zooming out 10%. Let's run. Alright, let's say google.com. Let's try to zoom in. Alright, zooming in and zoom out. So let's work on the back button and the forward button. How to do that? Let's work on the history. Web engine, the web history. Private web history. Alright, so let's import the web history. So let's go back here, back. So history equals to WebView that get engine that get history. So history.go. So it's back -1. To go back, -1. Let's copy this and paste to forward, and let's enter the +1 because we are moving forward. So let's run our application. So let's try to input 3 URL. The first one is google.com, and our page is loading. And the other one will be twitter.com. The other one is duckduckgo.com. All right, so let's go back Twitter, and let's go back to Google. All right, it's working, and let's move forward to DuckDuckGo, Twitter, and then DuckDuckGo. All right, so if the URL has been loaded, we want to get the URL here and the page title here at our stage title. So how to do that? Where we'll go back here at the at the back button. So let's make observable list, WebView, web history, that entries is equals to history that get entries. So let's import the observable list. Nope, what's wrong? Observable list. All right. So text field URL that set text entries that get, and then history that get current index, and then get URL. Let's copy this. Oops. And let's paste this to forward button. And then here at the page loaded, let's copy the whole thing. Let's indent this. All right. Let's remove this. And then I think that's it. And then let's set the page title at the stage. We want to access the stage to set the page title. We will use the text field to access the window. So text field URL that get seen, that get window. All right, so let's import the stage. So stage that set title, and then let's use this, copy and that get title. All right, let's run our web browser. So we will load the google.com. The progress bar is working, the stage title is working, the URL is working. So let's say, how about kensoftph.com. Alright, it is loading. kensoftph.com. Alright, it is working. So kensoftph, the page title and the URL. So let's try duckduckgo. duckduckgo.com. That's it. DuckDuckGo, privacy simplified. So let's go back to kensoftph.com. Alright, everything is working. So I hope you learned something new in this tutorial. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, comment and share. And I will see you in the next video.